From the overrated final battle scene to why everyone keeps saying Harry has his mother's eyes, even when he doesn't, put on your robes and have your wands at the ready, because here are our top picks from the Harry Potter franchise that fans seriously hate. So let's start off with just that, Harry's eyes. The amount of times another character tells Harry that he has his mother's eyes is astounding, so one would naturally assume they have the same eye color as they do in the books. But the adaptation decided not to do that after the contacts Daniel Radcliffe was wearing started causing problems. What frustrates Potterheads is that Daniel has extremely bright blue eyes, but when we're shown flashbacks of Lily Potter, her eyes are visibly brown. Merlin's beard. This might seem like a small detail, but it affects everything. Take Snape's death scene, where he too comments on Harry having Lily's eyes, while staring into Daniel's piercing blues. Way to ruin someone's final moments. But that's just the start. There are many other things that have been omitted from the movies that fans are not happy with. One particularly controversial moment in the series is the depiction of Cho Chang in the movies. She is reduced to being a one-dimensional love interest for Harry, but that doesn't sit well with many viewers. Cho in the books is a complete character who struggles with her own trauma after Cedric Diggory is killed. Some viewers feel that this representation reinforces negative stereotypes about Asian women as being passive or emotional. Overall, the movie could have done a better job of bringing the character's depth to life on the big screen. Another character that just seemed off-brand, and this might be a hot take, is Neville Longbottom. Don't get me wrong, I adore Neville, but his role in the Deathly Hallows Part 2 seemed out of place. From the very beginning, Neville has been this shy, clumsy, and cute person, and that's fine, but it seems out of the blue for his character to become brave and pull out the Gryffindor sword from the sorting hat to slay Nagini. The books have a much more satisfying build-up into his character arc, and I wish the movies had done the same. The source material is important, and not sticking to it leaves a lot of fans unhappy. The portrayal of house elves is a prime example. House elves are just like any other magical creature, except that they are enslaved by the wizarding community. Some believe that their representation as subservient, along with their lack of agency, is problematic since it deviates from the source material. Also, the movies never touch upon the power dynamic that exists between the wizards and the house elves, while the book dives deep into this injustice. But aside from the characters, there are some major events that were changed, so much that they ended up being totally lackluster. Case in point, the Goblet of Fire. Even mentioning this movie brings one scene to mind instantly, and I'm sure some of you already know what I'm talking about. Yep, it's the infamous "Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" scene.
I protest! Harry! I protest!
Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
No, sir.
You asked one of the oldest students to do it for you?
No, sir.
You're absolutely sure?
Yes, sir.
If you're confused, the book and the movie use the exact same line, but the book describes how Dumbledore asked about it calmly. And if you've seen the movie, you know Dumbledore was anything but calm towards Harry. This made fans laugh, as it's a direct contrast to what the books show. Even if this seems like nitpicking, another moment not particularly enjoyed by Potterheads is in the maze sequence. In the books, the maze isn't just a bunch of tall hedges. It's filled with many obstacles that the four champions have to overcome, for example, solving a riddle given by a sphinx. However, the movie had none of that. Instead, the obstacle in the maze was the maze itself, as it would close down paths, among other things. This just doesn't feel special at all. It seems almost as if everything that made this world so magical in the books was taken out. Even the Lego Harry Potter games had the Sphinx. It's fine when a live-action adaptation deviates from the original material, so long as the addition or omission is done well. That wasn't the case for Voldemort's death. The final battle between the Dark Lord and the boy who lived doesn't live up to the mark. If they were going down the route of having a grand ending for the villain, why not have everyone see Harry defeat him? Voldemort's battle was with the entire wizarding world, so having everyone witness his demise would have made for a satisfying end. Instead, the battle almost felt lonely and deserted. So much is happening at that time, yet the two main people are secluded. Plus, the Dark Lord's death had a greater significance in the books. All the Horcruxes had been destroyed, making Voldemort a mere mortal, so the moment of his death was described as ordinary. And this is a very fitting end, since Tom Riddle's entire goal was to be greater than everyone else. And to top it all off, his death resulted from his own spell rebounding after clashing with Harry's spell. Now that is spectacular story writing, something the movies didn't grant us. Another character's death sequence that could have been handled better is none other than our beloved headmaster, Dumbledore.
Avada Kedavra.
While the movies do have a touching scene to mourn Dumbledore, it falls short of what was done by J.K. Rowling. The headmaster got a grand funeral where wizards from everywhere came to pay their respects, and in the end, his body was engulfed in flames like his beloved phoenix, Fawkes. Speaking of Dumbledore, at the conclusion of the series, when Harry has triumphed, he uses the Elder Wand to fix his own wand, which was previously broken. Just one of the perks of having the most powerful wands in existence at your disposal. Harry then vowed to put the Elder Wand to rest with Dumbledore so that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands again. In the live-action adaptation, however, Harry simply snaps the most powerful wand in half. Sounds rather bleak, doesn't it? So let's move on to a lighter topic, love. Harry and Ginny's love, to be exact. Character development is key in delivering a memorable story, and I think Ginny's character development is done beautifully. In the books, as she goes from being timid to a complete badass, I constantly found myself shipping her and Harry, but that just wasn't the case for the movies, and I'm not alone in thinking this. Many people found Harry and Ginny's interactions to be extremely awkward in the movies. It was fine at first, but then it never ended. Even their kiss in the Room of Requirement just left me cringing. Yes, that's what teenage love is supposed to be like, but the chemistry just wasn't there. I can recount a handful of scenes where this duo just didn't feel right. While in the books there was a natural progression to their romance, and they were definitely awkward, at least their love and connection felt real. Compare their kiss in the movie to the book counterpart, where Harry kisses Ginny in front of everyone after winning the Quidditch Cup. Sorry, but I can't be convinced that the movie counterpart of this couple is better in any way. All in all, the Harry Potter franchise has been one of the greatest sources of entertainment for people from all walks of life. But of course, there will always be moments that people just can't help but hate. And these were only some of them. Thanks for watching. See you next time.